Hey everybody, welcome back to Magic Orthodoxy. My name's David, and this is a Magic Review. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for being here. Got another one from Chris Rawlins. I'm telling you, Chris Rawlins is fastly becoming one of my favorite creators. I've loved his last two releases. Love this one too. So Predictable. If you didn't see my review for that, go check it out. That is another magic trick around a table game. And then Hide a Key, which I absolutely adored last year. So yeah, and now this. This is Memoraid. Now, I know what it says on the box. We're not gonna say what it says on the box. I don't even wanna say it out loud because I don't want it to pop up in the captions either. I don't want this to be searchable anywhere on the internet, and it shouldn't be. So I hate it when designers put the name of the trick on the trick. Because then people today, they're so tech savvy, they can just go Google it. So this is designed to look like a game. And the great news is, it is a game. Chris Rawlins designed this game. He designed this game. You can play it. You can actually play it with your friends and play a real game. And then, following the game, you can do a magic trick with it. So if your friends wanted to look this up, this is all they would find. They would find a game and information about a game, but they would not find any information about a magic trick. So that is awesome. And you got great graphics all the way around. I'll give you some close-ups, but basically what this is a memory magic trick. So Chris is gonna give you several routines. I think he's got like 4 or 5 routines. And they're all centered around picture cards, right? Like flashcards, color images, black and white images, all sorts of things. And the idea is, whether they be face up or face down, you'll memorize what's on the opposite side, okay? You'll memorize what's on the face. And you'll do this very quickly and seemingly under impossible situations. So here's your tuck case, and it's made to look exactly like a game, right? It looks exactly like a game. Everything rings true, and it's really solid, really nice and rigid. And then this top sleeve protects all your cards so that, you know, if anything should happen, your cards are nice and protected. And leave this on your shelf. You know, that's what Chris suggests. Put this on your shelf, stick this out someplace where somebody could just grab it, and they say, hey, what's this? And you say, oh, it's a game. It's really easy to play. Do you want to play really quickly? And then you can jump right into a game or jump into some feats of memory. After that, you're going to get 2 extra cards. And one card is a how to play. And this is actually how to play the actual game. You could point these out to the spectator, read them aloud to the spectator, and play the game. The second one is the ultimate memory test. This is a magic trick. Your spectator will read the different challenges, and then you will perform those challenges. So you don't even have to memorize the order of the effect. The order of the effect is right there. And the cool thing about that extra card is, if let's say you wanted to do a walk around and you don't want to carry that box with you, you could put those rule cards on the back of the deck and rubber band it, and then you kind of have that same effect. People see the name of the game, right? And then you could go from there. So here's the faces of the cards, and you can see that it's all a one-way image. You have a drawing with the description underneath. Some images are in color, some images are in black and white, and that is also a memory test where you can separate the cards from the backside, kind of like an oil and water. And you just explained that the reason why some are in color is because, well, that makes it easier to understand, right? If you memorize this as a tree, green on top, brown on bottom, of course, but this might be harder to memorize because, you know, what color are balloons, right? What color is a computer? What color is a house? Just to see it like that without the color makes the memory aspect of it a little harder. So you could say the black and white images are harder to memorize, but they're all beautiful and easily seen, easily well drawn. The cardstock is nice and snappy. It's a German paper, and these cards will Pharaoh shuffle, they will spread. If you have Predictable already, then you kind of already know how these cards feel. And certainly this deck reminds me of some of the other picture cards that came out years back, you know, like decks like Snaps, things like that, that had a picture on the front, and then a back design. The cool thing about this deck, though, is it's fully marked. Fully marked, and there's nothing to memorize. There's nothing to memorize. Your eye is going to go right to one section of the card. You're instantly going to know what it is immediately. So that means even though we're doing a lot of memory magic, there's absolutely no memory work in this effect. Now you could put things in stacks, you could memorize it, but you don't need to. You could make up your own tricks, obviously, but you don't need to. It's not alphabetical either. There's no alphabetical memory thing like where you have to go, oh, that was B, so the next thing is C. You don't have to do that either. There's no memory work on this at all. You're gonna be able to read the markings and immediately know what it is. There's also secondary markings, and those take you to different categories. So you could separate the items differently using the markings. So there's more than one marking. Chris did a lot of really cool behind the scenes thinking behind this deck to give you just really the ultimate prop. Is it what I thought? I knew they were marked face cards, and I kind of figured it would be like predictable. I didn't know that it would end up being an actual game that you could play with your friends. It's not even a silly game or a dumb game. It's a fun game. It really is what it is. It's a memory game, and it can be a lot of fun to play. Now you could cheat, right? You could cheat and always be the winner of the game, and certainly that could be how you play it too. So there's just so many really cool, fun things you could do with this. What's the overall quality and production value of the video? The video is 1 hour and 23 minutes. It's all done as a static shot, Chris Rawlins in a white room, sitting at a table. As far as what they teach you, you'll get the intro and the history. They'll talk about the prop, show you the markings. And then the first one is the ultimate memory test that you saw when we were looking at the extra rule cards. And basically, it's several different feats of memory that you will go through, and you will swimmingly pass each one. The next one, grid memory, that one's probably my favorite because it's really easy to remember, and it doesn't take a lot of extra effort from you. You're pretty much using the same technique every single time. But the spectator's going to lay all the cards down in a grid. You'll memorize them. You'll turn one over and then be able to tell them which one is turned over. They can add cards slowly through the process. You'll know which cards they're adding. He'll also talk to you about how to do the actual memory game itself. And he'll also give you a bunch of other ideas in the bonus section. Pocket space, it's just the box. That's all you need. You could keep it in your pocket. Chris's suggestion is keep it on your shelf. If you wanted to put it in your pocket, like I said, you could just wrap a rubber band around it. The thing I will say, though, is all the routines use a table. So they all use a table. There wasn't really any suggestions about how to do this as stand-up or walk around. So that's a thing for you to think about. Angles-wise, they're all very clean. Your spectator won't see the markings as you're going through the routining, but you don't want to just give them the deck and say, see if you can see the correlation between the fronts and the backs. You don't want to do that. Like if they took every single card and went, okay, this is the dog, and then turned it over and tried to figure it out, then they could figure it out, obviously. But it's not going to be one of those things where your spectator even suspects that the backs are marked, because it's a game. It's not a magic prop. And you're going to prove to them it's a game. And the way that you handle the deck and the way that you get your read is going to be so subtle, your spectators will never even think that that's what's going on. So slights and difficulty level, once you learn to read it, you got it. Like I said, you could make this as difficult or as easy as you wanted to. And I do think if you have other instructional videos from other decks like Snaps, I think some of these tricks would carry over, and you could use either those instructions for this deck or vice versa. There's a whole bunch of other videos out there and teaching out there for decks that are similar to this, and I think there's definitely some crossover. So yeah, absolutely. Setup and reset, nothing. You don't need to put the deck back in any order, and your spectators can genuinely shuffle the cards. So yeah, positives. You're genuinely shuffling, and there is no memory work. So yeah, no false shuffles, no stacks, no memory work. You're able to do real, amazing feats of memory with virtually no skill. And, might I add, these aren't playing cards, right? These aren't playing cards. And I think a lot of mentalists try to shy away from playing cards just so they don't look like a magician. Something like this is going to instantly help with that. So that's really awesome. Negatives. I don't know why Chris tried to keep this only to an hour. He's like, I'm going to try to keep this tutorial only to an hour. And in my brain, I was like, why? Like, this is one of those tricks where you could give this deck to another magician and they could come up with 5 more tricks. And then you could give this deck to another magician and they could come up with 5 more tricks. Like, you could do pack of tricks with this, full deck stack tricks with this. I think there's so much potential with this deck. I kind of wish Chris didn't stick to just an hour. I would have loved to have seen more ideas. Who knows, maybe there'll be a Facebook group where people can share their ideas, but that'd be kind of cool. So is it worth your money? It is $50. $50, because it's more than just a trick. It's a box and printed cards and artwork. A lot of it, a lot of design went into this. So it's definitely something to consider. But don't just take my word for it. Never. Don't take one person's review for it, ever. You should always get more than one opinion before you spend your money. ST Magic Reviews, killing it as far as magic reviews go. He uploads every single week, Sebastian Toka, and he's a bona fide magician, has products out on the market. I have one of his trick decks in my house right now. So he definitely knows what he's talking about, buys all his own magic. He's completely unbiased. He's an up-and-coming star, I think. I think you're gonna wanna watch that channel. Out of all the magic review channels out there, Sebastian Toka is definitely one of my favorites. So make sure you've liked, subbed, and followed to him. And big, huge thanks to stevensmagic.global for allowing me to have this so that I could do the review for you. Head on down to stevensmagic.global, peruse their shop, definitely add a couple things to cart. If you didn't hear, their brick and mortar shop burned down. And so any purchases that you make go to help rebuild and to put a brick and mortar shop back into a community. So that's always a good thing. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time. Bye. Hey, did you know there are over 300 videos and reviews that you've never even seen here at Magic Orthodoxy? It's true. And if you join the membership section today, you'll get unlimited access to that exclusive content. What are those videos? These would be the magic tricks that I buy with my own money. These are the tricks that I want, the tricks I am the most excited about. All you have to do is click the join button on your screen. And there are 2 exciting ways to join. For $2, you'll get access to 8 extra videos a month, 8 brand new videos a month. And for $5 a month, you'll get access to 12 new videos a month. Not to mention, you'll also be part of an exclusive community of almost 500 other magicians. And if you can't find the join button, I will put a link in the description of today's video. Thanks, guys. Bye.